that you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more.
Wow, look at this seamless screen integration mix thing that I just did. Wasn't that good? You can talk, you know.
It helps if you come off mute, though. Yes, it looked lovely.
I'm
Every
sorry, I'm
fucking
still
week.
dumbstruck.
Yeah.
Going.
Yeah. We're a little bit on the dumbfounded side. Would that be good, boys? Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Dumbfounded is a good word.
Dumbfounded's a good word. Bum swizzled. That's another good word. You'll only
That's
be
the most
bum
Scottish
swizzled.
word.
Aye. Yeah, but to wear after W underwear. Sorry. Yeah,
Well,
hello,
to
welcome to the Flashing Bloke podcast. I'm Siobhan. In the middle's Eddie.
Hello.
And at the end, still dumbfounded, probably more than last Sunday, it's Brian.
I wasn't dumbfounded by last Sunday's episode.
You were dumbfounded by something else, which we won't go into, but
I
you
was
were.
dumbfounded by life, but that's
Yeah,
a different
exactly.
story.
Different sort of dumbfoundedness.
Yeah, there's a different, it's definitely what the fuckery is going on.
Ooh, there's what the fuckery happening. Ooh, my word. Goodness. Right. I suppose we better get into it, which means I'm going to have to sit here and do another seamless wipe and do this. They challenged me to wear it. That's all I'm saying. Challenge accepted, Brian. Thank you very much.
It looks good. It's very, very dashing.
Dresses are cool.
Glass bottle glass.
Next week we'll get you some symbols.
It's going to be one of those evenings.
Well, we have to make jokes. I mean, if we're going to talk about the show, it's process the show.
Let's from the very outset, guys. There's going to be spoilers here. Okay, if you've not seen tonight's episode of Doctor Who, stop now. All right, there'll be a link put up on Facebook and the Flashing Blade group, the Flashing Blade page, my page, and also on Twitter on my account. To the YouTube video, and you can catch up later if you like. All right. Yeah, this is not one you want to be spoiled by. Oh, spoiled for. Anyway, I'll just quick hello to chat. Who've we got there? We've got Christian. Hi, Christian. We've got Purcellface, Nessie, and Baby Vadidu. Sorry, Baby always sounds French to me. Good morning, Baby. It just does. Sorry. So anyway, Doctor Who was on.
Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah. Season finale, I hear.
So
Yeah,
let's try. Let's at least try and unpack this.
Lots of Cybermen.
Yeah, Master basically on Gallifrey takes her to a chamber next to the Panopticon. What a shame we didn't get to see the Panopticon. Which is essentially a Matrix chamber. God, they're popping up everywhere nowadays.
Yeah,
And to reveal the truth about her. And at the same time, he rather wonderfully just shrinks that awful, horrible Cyberman. I hated that Cyberman. And I don't mean I thought he was awful. Just it was played so well that
He was
I
played
emotionally
very well.
hated the character. You know,
He played a good bastard.
yeah. No clowns in the Matrix. No, thou shalt not clown. And there was a little bit of, okay, we've set all this up just so Jodie can be mansplained to for most of the episode. There was a little bit of that. It was exposition dump central. It's a shame
To be fair, he is
we
the
couldn't have
villain,
been
so
drip fed bits of information like this over a couple of series leading up to that.
Just a case of
It feels too big to just be a series arc, if that makes sense.
It was a lot in a little space and time, and it was the whole thing around. So let's just rewrite the whole genesis of the Time Lords.
I'm cool with that. I think that
I
whole.
loved it.
I think that's great. It does mean that the Doctor is now an even more integral part of the universes of space and time than we always thought.
We have Doctor Who for as long as we want it. There is no reason why it should stop. In terms of,
does this mean that she's had infinite regenerations the entire time?
Ever since before the Time Lord Society existed,
existed,
before anybody had even thought of Rassilon, who
and that's the
oddly
thing,
nicked credit for it.
and how they don't know how many. She says herself, I don't know how many of me.
Oh no! Knows. Mark Platt's bloody. Oh no! Mark Platt's New Adventures. They've suddenly been booted out of canon.
Oh
No.
All the stuff where they're talking about the stuff Rassilon's done, like for regeneration, this, that, and the other. Suddenly, no, my brain doesn't work. Unless, however, you're saying she was the female explorer, and Gallifrey was ruled by women. Before Rassilon.
They'll explain that in the Christmas special, because Mark Platt was actually a reincarnate. It was one of the Masters' regenerations trying to divert attention. It's all a big master plot.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay.
I've got faith.
Yep.
I've got faith in Chibnall. Chibnall will explain it. Chibnall will bring it back in, and Chibnall we trust.
So,
Ooh, strong words from the young man from that country of yours.
He explained
what
the Morbius doctors. He's fine.
I know. The Morbius doctor's Peter Cushing's doctor.
Yeah. I've never been this excited about Doctor for years.
I'm okay with them being canon. This is a good thing.
Ian Levine detonated.
There's the question, what about Matt Smith's final episode there where he regenerated? He was granted more regenerations by the Time Lords.
They said
they said.
They said it.
What they might have, he may have regenerated anyway,
and that's
but he needed to regenerate there and then. And my God, it was a big one.
Yeah.
So, hang on, let's have a quick look at chat here. Apart from Purcell being foul, we can go back in various specials or mini-series to have as many past Doctors as we want. I get that point, Siobhan, but I'm a bit wrapped in it at the moment. You see, this is what happens when you come to chat 5 minutes later. You see a sentence and you have no context whatsoever for the sentence.
I was just thinking for Big Finish. So the amount of potential new Doctor stories that they can write now, they've got more doctors than they've got writers. My son does scripts. Nick Briggs, if you ever see this, he's really good, and he can actually get him on staff. He'd be really good for you.
And obviously I could play a version of the first Doctor that sounded like him. Sorry. David has done fight one
Infinite
great first
Doctors.
Doctor. Well,
And then we've potentially got a series of Doctors from the alternative universe. So who's to say that the Timeless Child was the first? So it goes totally bonkers.
You could have young adult Doctor adventures with, the Doctor being a kid.
Oh, for
oh
CBBC.
God, no. Gary Russell wrote a book about that. The Decker, featuring Junior Doctor Who and Junior the Rani and Junior the Master and Junior Magnus and Junior the Monk.
And the founder of the Time Lords, this is where some people will go totally bonkers. So it wasn't Rassilon, it wasn't Omega. It was sorry, I can't get teriyaki out of my brain. She wasn't called teriyaki. that's my obsession with food.
The Doctor's mother will go with that.
Yeah, Tayun. Let's teriyaki.
Terry Nation.
So the founding father of the Time Lords was a woman. God, that will I'll break the internet. Twitter's going to melt down tonight. I can't. Lovely, great.
Oh yeah, it's going to be fun.
Hi,
All these Facebook groups just explode with.
I don't know. Most of the stuff I've seen has been positive, including from certain naysayers. So
Really?
but there have been the usual ones as well. I was having a quick look before we started this. It's a shame. They how can I don't understand how somebody can be quite so negative about something like that.
Well,
if
there
you
was
claim
some
to like
puns
it,
last week and
be
some
critical,
groups
yes,
saying
but the way they are, it's.
I mean, this season's been some of the best writing in Doctor Who for a long time, and
Benny. Sorry.
apart from that one, yes.
I quite liked Orphan 55.
Oh no, Orphan 55.
No.
Everyone's allowed their weak spot, and I know you were particularly passionate about that one, Siobhan.
I wouldn't say passionate about it, but I don't think it's that bad.
But it was.
That's okay. You're entitled to be wrong, Siobhan.
It just
I'm
goes.
I'm taking your
every once in a
lollies
while.
away from you, Brian. I've got a list.
Oh.
Auntie is displeased.
For me, they took their time. They took ages to get to this series to air, but boy, was it worth the wait. They wrote it. The writing was superb. All my criticisms were addressed this season in terms of it was just the Doctor wasn't acting like the Doctor. We got Doctor moments galore in this episode. It was self-sacrifice, looking after the human race. The whole thing about sending her farm, I hate that. I just hate that for the farm thing. It's only been mentioned I think once this season, so I'll forgive it. That episode for me tonight was flawless. I absolutely loved it.
I was actually even okay with the master mansplaining everything because he's the freaking villain.
Exactly.
It's what the villain does.
He's supposed to be a dick.
Christian, yes, I would agree with you there. There was something that got me. It was I don't know, it just bugged my head very slightly. When she's basically got the Dapol Cyberman strapped to the bomb, she wasn't going to do it. Yet somebody else turns up and she happily hands the bomb over and lets him do it.
Well, he is Sir Barristan Selby, so.
No, in this, Brian.
Oh, in this.
Yes,
Sorry.
not Game of Thrones, love. Love Game of Thrones. Yeah.
But could she be killed anyway? I mean, so the actual death.
I don't know. Is that the sort of thing you want to take a gamble with, though?
I don't know. But it was the explanation for me, and I'll give them an out, and that was when the character Sir Selby, whatever he's called, says to her, "The universe needs the Doctor," and for me that was the kind of switch line, because the universe does need the Doctor.
I honestly thought he was going to turn out to be Rassilon, the banished Rassilon, last heard of in an ice cave with the old backfiring time gauntlet trick. Sorry, that was the 12th day.
That would have been good.
Yeah, if they turned out to be time, yeah.
No, I honestly thought it was ending up going to be some wild, abandoned incarnation of Rassilon. It wasn't, and I'm glad it wasn't. I did think they jumped the shark a little bit with the design of the Time Lord Cybermen. As Christian,
with the
head thing. Yeah, they look good, but a little bit sharky. What really pissed me off was the little miniature Cyberman model. That thing looked absolutely like crap.
Yeah, but that's a long-held tradition of shrunken people, to be honest with you. I think the best one was Googe, right, Terror of the Autons, and it sort of went down from there. There was little dollies in Legopolis, and now this.
So does this mean,
Cybermen?
does this mean for the third time now that Gallifrey has actually been destroyed now? Because obviously then there was people in deep freeze. The virus will attack them. So Time Lords are no more. This time they're totally gone.
I wonder what happened to the black hole at the centre of the planet. Just asking.
Until
Also
the
black hole-
new showrunner comes in and changes it, yes.
There's a black hole at the centre of Gallifrey, captured by, supposedly, Rassilon, and moved and balanced against the mass of Gallifrey somehow. I was enjoying it immensely, and at the back of my mind, the only thing I thought was, I'm loving this as a fan. I wonder what the general public make of it. Was it a little bit, possibly, too fanish? Too much fan service? What do you think? I mean, Sacha Darwin stole it. No two ways about it. At one point,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was an awful lot like Delgado, and I don't mean he played him like Delgado, but Delgado had long moments during the Pertwee stories where you were concentrating on him, and since then you didn't really have it. Ainley couldn't sustain it. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of Ainley's Master, but Sim, it was just madness. Missy was great, but here it's as if the character's being given a proper light, having a proper light shined on him. He's given a chance. Being given a chance to see him do stuff for a change, and that's what I think.
What was that final thing he said to the Cybermen? I missed it. He issued some.
I know, I do remember it, but I can't remember what was said.
Oh bugger. Bang.
I wonder if it'll way out this time. I mean, he will have.
He
So
issued
you
some
did
kind of
escape from
command
Gallifrey.
for escaping, and
There'll be more Master. I mean, yeah, I thought he was really good. Shh.
I wonder if that. Sorry, go on.
No, the thing that kind of puzzled me around though was like you said, you've got me thinking now, Siobhan. So the Doctor just basically bottled out, passed the whole releasing the virus to.
Yep, and did a runner.
Did a runner, but again, the whole thing around the universe needs you. But she's basically sacrificed Gallifrey again.
I mean, when she was actually holding the button, it was a case of this is the moment. This is Game Station, all over again.
mm-hmm.
And she bottled it like Eccleston did.
Yeah.
Well, there's hope, I suppose, in that respect. But then suddenly this guy turns up eager to kill himself, and she's all right then. You do it. I don't know. I thought that was just a little bit off colour.
Yeah.
It was predictable.
Still felt wrong.
There were 7 humans. One of them needed to go.
But how many Gallifreyans has she sacrificed that the Master has basically got?
But
in
they
the
were
kitchen?
dead.
All dead already.
They were dead.
Were they all
already.
dead?
Yeah.
Oh,
he was just
right. I
going
missed
to
that.
he was just going to use the body parts.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
fine.
kept
I'm
them
fine then.
in
John
the
100,
fridge.
you know.
And one part of Gallifrey that
Just-
wasn't
just
destroyed
parts.
was the lace weaving things. Those plants were still working.
Yeah. That'll be an automatic thing. Sorry, I totally missed that. Then I thought there was cryogenic sleep. I didn't realise they were already dead.
No, they were I do like. Whilst I've taken the Mickey out of the Time Lord Cybermen, I do like the Warrior Cybermen. They look strong. It's for the first time, I think, with the new series, and I'm sure it's the heads that are doing it. They actually feel like the Cybermen proper. Yeah, I really rather enjoyed that, and the whole scene with them dressing up as Cybermen. I was just a case of, well, they do it with the Dalek all the time. Let's do it with the Cybermen this time.
Cybermen.
That was just brilliant. I was hoping for the line, aren't you a little bit small to be a Cyberman? But we didn't get it, which is a shame.
Oh, we did get Graham get stuck. in the
Yes,
cyber.
now then, young man. Was Graham as annoying this week as you claimed him to be last week?
No, Graham was back on form this week. The little talk with Yaz, and the fact that she says, "Yeah, I'm from Yorkshire." What I said to you back was a lovely. I thought it was great. There was some good dialogue there. He was reined in. No, I will give Graham a bye. Last week totally annoyed me. He was back on form this week.
I
I'm a
honestly
big
thought
Graham
one
fan.
of them was going to die after that little chat.
I thought off the back of that was Yaz's time was up.
So there's a
I still
couple of
wanna see
TARDISes
more
floating
from
around.
Ryan.
We're still
Yeah,
in the
he
Christmas
was rather superfluous, really, wasn't he?
Yeah, I run around and I shoot something, and now I run more and
Let's call back to the start of the series with him missing the basket. This time round, he gets it, and how pleased he was at that. I got to admit that was immensely enjoyable.
Yeah.
It really, really was. And I mean, if we look back, we may as well do it. If we look back at the series as a whole, huge step up from last year.
oh, definitely.
Without
Oh
saying.
God, yes.
And I have to admit, I want to know where the hell they can go from here. They've set themselves a task to try and top this.
Well, that prison she's in. Is that
Well,
shut
that's
up?
no, that's going to be the New Year special. Revolution of the Daleks. They're going for all those R words, aren't they?
Oh, Revolution of the Daleks. I thought it was some tribute to Homes Under the Hammer. I thought it was re-evaluation of the Daleks. So, bugger.
Oh,
I thought we were having I thought we were going to
Jib
cross
has
in.
chips. Adam's right there. Dr. Ruth still has a disastrous shirt.
Oh, all them lovely.
Doctor's not known for her
But
fashion
that
sense.
wasn't Dr. Ruth. That, I think, was a projection of the Doctor's inner self at the time, just
Yes.
visualized like that.
Yep.
So
Look
the
how
thing is,
Jodie
it
was talking to
didn't.
herself.
It ended up being inconsequential. This whole revelation. Okay, she's got all this other history. But as she said to herself in The Matrix, that doesn't matter, you're still the Doctor. So, and that to a certain extent was the Master's defeat. You know, he wanted to break her. And actually, funnily enough, Adam said, I thought this Master was too Joker. It's an awful lot what the Joker did to Jim Gordon in The Killing Joke, trying to break him. That's what the Master tried to do here, and he failed, because it ended up being, it's of no consequence to me. All right, it's there, it's something new, but, you know, it's not world-destroying for me.
She turns around. She says, "You giving me a gift?" That was the kind of like the slap in the face.
Yeah.
But it's just other little things there that really got me excited as well. So that there's this secret sect within the Time Lords called
Oh, the Division. Well, hang on a second.
Division.
I honestly thought she was going to say the CIA. And she said the Division. That's a new one. How soon before that turns up on Gallifrey? Or be at Big Finish?
Absolutely. And the thing is as well, so are the Division out there? Are they off-world?
Oh, don't know. But hang on. Proto-CIA
Maybe
says
she's not
that.
alone.
That was Rassilon's guard who were Proto-CIA. Except now I have no idea. So much has been thrown up in the air now.
Yeah. And
You know,
the
it's
head
a case of, wow, anything can now change and whatever.
In an
This is basically, he's just opened up the storytelling avenues.
Yeah, totally. There's other wee little hooks there as well. And the head of the Division looks like Servalan at a Blake 7, so that was I like that. That was good.
Oh, good old sir. I once interviewed here and Peter Tuddenham. I think it was my very first stage interview. This is back at Carousel 90. Carousel 90, I think it was. And I was very, very new, like I say, first interview. I was awful. I was nervous as hell. I was awful. And Peter Tuddenham ended up taking over, but she was outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. Absolutely wonderful woman. She really was. Sorry, carry on.
No,
That's ADHD kicking in. Oh dear.
So it's the Division. So where's that going to take us? Is that something we're going to explore in the next season?
The question I ask is, if she's been around...
Gallifreyan spy agency, the Multiplication.
Hurt him,
So-
please. No,
Oh,
that's
come
that.
on,
That's
good
the
one.
Looms Centre, the multiplication centre. That is a bad joke. What was I going to say now? Oh bugger! What were you saying just before, Eddie?
I was just talking about the Division and Jacqueline Pierce. No, is it no?
No, it's gone. It's gone. I'll probably suddenly scream it out at 4 in the morning.
We have seen one other Division agent
Who?
already. That was the one that was hunting Dr. Ruth.
Oh, of course. Well
Yeah.
played. So could you, absolutely. And then we've got the link with the Jadoon, who have taken the doc.
Uh-huh.
Well played, Barry Thrusser. And well done, Siobhan, around the whole thing around the remake, RT's remake of Calling the Midwife and the Chameleon arc, and it was like that. That was well spotted.
That was perfect.
I'm.
Even the TARDIS being jealous of the other TARDIS.
Oh
TARDIS.
yes. Which reminds me, I've got to find out where they filmed that, because right there is a TARDIS
gonna
just
go
waiting
take
to
a
be
treat?
taken.
That
I
house.
tried it at El's Corpse. It didn't end well. I'll try it there. It looks quieter.
Well, there's the big debate in Twitter just now. The only criticism that I've really noticed, just between coming on here, was how did the Jadoon get on the TARDIS?
Fair question.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
however, if it is linked to Fugitive of the Jadoon, then it could be, considering who they were working for, Time Lords,
Exactly.
Time Lord technology.
Which ties back to what Brian said. So that's perfect.
Yeah.
I wonder if she was in Sharda.
That's what I said.
Did you?
That's what yeah. Just a little bit ago. I'm thinking she's in Shada.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. It makes sense.
It does make sense, and I'm looking at the design of it on the television. And it's basically built into an asteroid, which Sharda was built in. Oh! You know we're going to be wrong, don't you?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, it'll be something
Yeah, yeah.
completely
We're
different.
going to build this up in our heads.
Yes,
It's
we
gonna
are.
be great.
Yeah.
The fan fiction will flow, and
not from me.
no, you're wrong.
Oh, no, that's... it's at times like this I wish I could talk to Sinister and an old friend of mine, Keith, because there'd be a lot of hours in his kitchen, pacing backwards and forwards, trying to work all this out. That was... I think we're happy this year, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
This
It definitely made
year-
up for
This year was definitely better than last year.
Jodie's first season. I think was a victim of some poor, disjointed writing. But like I said, in the interim period, they've listened, they've learned, they've better writing, better stories.
It's like the first two series of Torchwood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the first one wasn't too much cop, but the second one, they got right. Interesting.
And no Toothy McGee. Please, no more. Don't bring him back. Don't think about bringing him back. Ridiculous.
Who? Sorry? Benny?
Toothy McGee.
Toothy McGee?
Yes. What for his face? Lawrence, the guy with the teeth from season 1.
Oh, Tim Shaw!
That's the one.
Oh, him.
I did wonder.
Yeah. Well, I don't see the point of him. I realised they were they're trying to make his own villains. No, you've got a catalogue of classic villains there. Don't ignore them. Bring them. And that leads us nicely to the Revolution of the Daleks at Christmas. I can't wait. Do look forward.
That's what I was thinking of. Children of the Revolution. The Alan Barnes, Lee Sullivan, 8th Doctor comic strip. They even released a Dalek from that. Dalek Alpha.
So does this mean McGann's movie's not canon then? Because the Doctor was part human in that.
Shut up, Eddie!
Quit poking holes in their theory.
Let's just
once again cut off in his prime. Yep. I don't know if you have cut yourself off there deliberately, but...
Story of my life.
yeah, nope. Yes. Was she? Well, perhaps she... perhaps she was half
that's
human
a
all
good
along.
point.
It's a very good point. Ooh. Anyway, here we are on Tom Tiddler's ground, picking up gold and silver. So, Sapphire and Steel assignment 2. Brian, how long was it, Brian?
3.5 freaking hours.
How many of those hours did you actually notice passing?
Every single minute.
I am horrified, sir. Horrified.
Wait, 180 of them. 1 hour per minute.
Now, I just say this because it's the most masterful padding you will ever see. It's all about the tension.
It is.
You obviously missed it. The 2 hour and 20-minute mark. There's one of the best jump scares in British TV ever.
Are we talking about Sapphire's face?
Sapphire, with the whole black eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was.
I didn't consider
This
that
was on
jump
at 7
scare,
o'clock at
but
night.
okay.
Yeah, that and the later episode with the man with no face.
Oh, we'll go to... He's got to come to that yet. So, yeah, we're looking at assignment 2, the railway station one. Or the one with Tully. Poor
Or
Tully.
the one where
Oh,
Steel
poor Tully.
demonstrates exactly what kind of a bastard he is.
I totally wiped that episode from. I remember the episode. I remember the soldiers. The ending for me as a child. I must have been so traumatized that I forgot all about it.
This pleases me. This pleases me greatly. Your trauma. Suck it
that
in,
was-
Siobhan.
This is not the episode that I thought somebody was playing a trick on me. This is not the episode I remember. I
I
totally
had
must
to
have.
rewind that bit. Because
Well,
I'm like,
sometimes
wait,
I find the memory cheats.
do that?
Sorry, Brian. Sorry, Brian.
Hmm?
You're saying?
Oh, I had to rewind that bit because I was like, did he actually just do that? Seriously?
Interesting, isn't it? The fact that... All right, Sapphire's not happy with it, but she goes along with it. She is definitely his junior in this.
There's actually more than just professional affection between
Oh,
them.
yeah, very much so. But she is his junior in the organisation. She seems a lot newer to it
Yeah.
than he does, if that makes sense. And that will get built upon very slowly and very slightly as things progress. And I'm not going to tell you where that leads. Do you like cafes, Brian?
Oh boy.
Okay. So, did you enjoy it though? Seriously?
Yeah, no, it was good.
All right. I don't think there's another 8-parter. There's a 4. It's the one on the roof. Assignment 3's next.
Is that the one with the pillow?
With the pillow? Yep.
Oh.
The pillow of doom.
Oh.
Oh dear. Yes.
Lord.
It does have a couple of horrific images in it, but we'll come to that. One of your questions from last week will be answered. I'm glad you enjoyed it, because Sapphire and Steel it's a bloody good show. All right, it's dated terribly, but I think it still holds the attention. I mean, I've watched that second one God knows how many times, and that's a fucking long story.
Yeah. And do you think there's some influences in there? Because the whole thing around the darkness and the way that the darkness moves, and it's kind of like camera angles, and then comes in, and then possesses. I'm going to say Puddy. Sorry, I've got Puddy in the brain. Joanna Armstrong.
We'll talk about Professor Dave's Ark in Space in a moment.
And possesses. I'm going to say it again. Not Puddy. Possesses Sapphire.
Hooray!
There you go. I got it there in the end. Sam Raimi must have watched that. That was very,
I was
very.
thinking that.
That was very Sam Raimi, yeah.
I have to admit, I was thinking that.
I was just waiting for her to go, I'll swallow your soul.
Yeah. So
And
again,
my mind just went somewhere else with that whole bit.
Oh,
they were
dear.
budget constrained, and Sammy used the exact same technique. So I'm wondering, did he see this, or was this on US TV and
Well,
PBS?
hang on.
I'm
Is
aware
Sam
of.
Raimi Australian?
No. But he
think
films a lot in New
California.
Zealand. Yeah.
Okay, because I was thinking all the connections with all the cast of Xena.
Xena and all that were filmed in New Zealand, I think, for tax reasons or something like that.
Yeah, they filmed down there because it was cheaper.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I don't know. Interesting to wonder. I mean,
But
surely that technique must have been used at other times as well, though.
Not to that effect. Surely that was for me. That still held up today and still looked great. And poor Joanna with those contact lenses on, but she said she couldn't see anything through them. There was no digital effects.
Buggered her eyes up a little bit as well, didn't it? She ended up having to be taken to hospital.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And even the practical effects were Steele is in the chair, and then next thing he's in the cockpit of the plane. But that was just done by lighting. I mean, that was pure theatre.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see that he's got nothing to grab. It was mime theatre lighting, and I mean, it's
It's
not
good
And then he was
stuff.
in the barbed wire.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons you'll find out some others why this show just terrified us as kids. Like I say, it was on at 7 o'clock in the evening.
It was filmed in real time.
Well, it could have been almost, except for
I mean,
the whole time jump thing.
It was originally pitched as a kids' TV show, and like you said, Siobhan, they put it on just after tea time.
Yep, good, isn't it? The remember, you can find this, folks. You can find it on YouTube. Just look for Sapphire and Steel. There's a channel. I can't remember the guy's name, but he's got them all, and all the all the episodes of the story are edited together, which means you do get the wonderful little wobbly thing at the start of, as the words go up. Right, we're not going to look at Big Finish, because one of us, called Brian, mentioning no names, didn't have a chance to listen to it. His excuse being that Sapphire and Steel was 3.5 hours long.
Yeah. Well, that's a valid excuse.
It's a very valid excuse.
And following the very end, it takes you a good few hours to get the temper down and get composed again. Because I'm not going to spoil the ending, but it's a corker. For anybody that's not watched it online, watch it, guys. It's good.
Well, besides, we don't have Doctor Who next week.
Well, this is it now. I want to chat about this. Okay, we're into the third Sapphire and Steel assignment next week. Week after that, we'll do the fourth, then the fifth. But on the week after that, what we're going to do is we're going to Brian's. It's only a 4-part of the last story, and so Brian's going to watch the first 2 episodes on his own, and then we're going to watch it here together, the last 2 episodes, and do a live reaction, which should be interesting. So there's that to come up with. We'll be looking at the first 2 stories of the new Gallifrey Time War box set next week. Brian, all you got is Sapphire and Steel and 2 audios. Can you do that?
Oh, yeah.
You said that last week. Admittedly, it was 3.5 hours long. Yes, but I think these are shorter.
Okay.
So that's what it's going to be next week. As for Doctor Who itself, well, I think that was a good send-off, don't you?
That was a great send-off.
Yeah, I like that send-off. It was a good send-off. Right, very quickly, Professor Dave's Ark in Space have just released a podcast this evening. I can't believe I'm still wearing a fez. And yes, I'm on it. Discussing the Third Doctor and the Claws of Axos specifically. So go to your favourite podcast hosting place and look for Professor Dave's Ark in Space.
Before we move on, Siobhan, as well, they've released their pilot episode,
Yes.
unreleased pilot.
Yes, they have.
And you old romantic, I never knew that you'd actually were the person that put Dave and Elizabeth together.
Yeah.
Oh, you matchmaker.
And
No, fair play. Fair play.
2 very lovely people. They deserve to be
They're
together.
very lovely people. Yep. And again, the whole boundaries of a the Atlantic Ocean. They got, but the things they went through to get together.
I know.
But
The whole visa situation, everything, it was ridiculous.
You're at the very start, because I didn't realise Elizabeth wrote blogs and was commenting on Flash and Blade, and I don't know.
I can't remember how I met Elizabeth. It must have been a letter to the Blade. And some would, I don't know, it just went on from there. Because back when we were doing the podcast, we had a lot of very regular contributors. Almost. I mean, you had, someone I miss, I really want something. If Craig Hinson sees this, yeah. She probably did give feedback to Staggering Stories first, Adam. You're probably very right. Look at him staking his claim. I don't know. Yeah, we had Mr. Chin, the missive from Mr. Chin. We had Xander and Lily, the children of time.
Children of time. Yeah.
Win, of course, and of course Joe and Win ended up getting married. That was nothing to do with me. It was just really nice. They just seem so happy together. Their tastes are so similar in some ways. It's just lovely. Yeah, we had all those regular things. Poor old Mark Ellis being yelled at. Yeah, it was good times. It was, but it's a bit more tricky than this one, essentially because I don't really have an email address. McFadyan@gmail.com. MacFadyan@gmail.com. Okay, if you want to send in comments, which I think chat sort of negates the need for, but if you want to, you want to raise points or suggest stuff we can look at, just use that email address. I think that's the best thing. How's your brain, Brian?
My brain's okay.
I got that the right way around. I'm clever.
My brain's okay.
Your Brian. Yes. Oh dear. Right, are we going to go?
Why?
Oh, we forgot Picard.
Oh, yes. Shit happened in Picard. It was a terrible thing. It was so sad.
It's not sad. The kid's still alive.
Shush, spoilers. I may have only watched it a couple of days ago. Okay, I'm hitting the end titles things now, so say goodbye, boys.
Goodbye,
Goodbye,
boys.
Yeah, all right, okay. Ta-ra.
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth